marquee matchup in our late window, but first, Week 9 brings plenty of thrilling early action. And there is Danny Dimes and his play, folks. It's been rated a 10 out of 10. He's led the coach to the best record in football, and he'll look to continue his MVP-level performance in Pittsburgh today.
And here's Aaron Rodgers. He's got 16 touchdown passes on the season. That's tied for third best in the league. He's going to keep pace with the high-flying Indianapolis Colts.
And the Falcons are stepping into Foxborough. They are staring down a quarterback who's found his stride. Drake May, the offense has shifted, and now he is running the show for the Patriots.
And there is Christian McCaffrey going into New York, the leading rusher, the leading receiver. The 5-3 49ers trying to stay pace with Seattle and the LA Rams.
Well, Orchard Park is built for blockbuster moments, and folks, on this picture-perfect fall afternoon, the spotlight shines once again. Mahomes, Allen, two stars at the peak of their powers, battle for the 10th time in their careers. That's when the Chiefs and the Bills square off later today. And hello, folks, and welcome to the NFL Today, powered by Ram Trucks. I'm James Brown. It is indeed my pleasure to be here in Orchard Park with our professional colleagues, the Hall of Fame coach Bill Cowher, Mr. Emmy Award-winning Nate Burleson, and League MVP Matt Ryan. Fellas, we've got a banger of a matchup later this afternoon.
Let's go, Buffalo!
Let's go, Buffalo!
Let's go, Buffalo!
Let's go, Buffalo!
Hey, hey! Hey, hey! Hey, Bills!
Hey, JB.
I like that. I like that.
JB, it's only November, but it feels like a playoff-type atmosphere right here. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the AFC playoff picture right now. The Colts sitting in the 1 seed at 7-1. New England on top of the AFC East at 6-2. Denver on top of the AFC West at 6-2. I don't think any of us would have thought November 2nd the playoff seeding would look like this right now. Coach, September's fact-finding month. October, problem-solving month.
Yep.
What is November?
Navigation November. Navigating the murky waters.
Navigating the murky waters. Okay, so let's see if the inexperienced Indianapolis Colts can navigate the muddy waters. Let's see if the New England Patriots inexperience can navigate it. I know two quarterbacks who know how to navigate November. That's Josh Allen.
That's right.
That's Patrick Mahomes.
That's right.
Hey, and don't forget about Lamar Jackson, with their sitting right outside the playoff picture right now, but playing good football.
Yeah, you talk about navigating the murky waters. What is murky? What is mucky? Number one is injuries.
Right.
Number two is personnel changes, because you talked about problem solving.
Yep.
But number three, it's narratives. It's never as good as it appears. It's never as bad as it seems.
Yep.
But I'll tell you what's as good as it appears right now for the Buffalo Bills. That's James Cook. He is cooking.
Yeah.
James Cook is the real deal. Look at these numbers right here. Number one in rush yards, number one yards per rush, games with 100-plus yards. This offense, Josh Allen, you're talking about Khalil McKeel, Dalton Kincaid, they are playing well. But now it's that Buffalo defense, no Ed Oliver, going against a Kansas City offense, Nate, that's starting to find their stride.
Yeah, speaking of cooking, Patrick Mahomes has been cooking. Listen, it was a slow start to the season, but he has picked it up. I want you to check out what he's been doing. Look at the numbers right here. The last 6 games, we're talking almost 30 points a game, 15 pass TDs, but he's not doing it alone. He has playmakers at his disposal. You have Xavier Worthy, a guy that adds juice to this offense, takes the top off the coverage. Rashee Rice back in the lineup. That guy can take a 2-yard screen or a 5-yard hitch, 50 yards, and then a host of players. Travis Kelce, rejuvenated. Even he looks faster. All I know is the Kansas City Chiefs, they're not just heating up. They are on fire.
Well, speaking of on fire and excellent, folks, we have a full slate of games on our early slate this afternoon. And for more on the latest of some of them, we have our excellent colleague station around the league, starting with Mr. Evan Washburn. He's posted up in Pittsburgh. Hello, Evan.
Hey, JB. Greetings from sunny Pittsburgh, where November it just feels like football. And for the hottest team in the NFL, the Colts, today's a new challenge. Their first game outdoors on natural grass in a truly hostile environment. Jonathan Taylor meets up with a Steelers defense that is reeling right now, and they're beat up as well. Down their top 3 safeties. So Kyle Duggar, who's just acquired via trade, only had 2 full-speed practices, expected to play a big role in this one. Speaking of the Patriots, let's head to Foxborough and A.J. Ross.
Thanks, Evan. Halloween may be over, but Drake May is still giving defenses nightmares. He told us he's as confident as he's ever been in his career, and the numbers don't lie. He's top 5 in the league in completion percentage, passing yards, and yards per attempt. But he's going to be tested today by a Falcons defense that's ranked 2nd overall and likes to blitz more than anyone else. Now let's send things over to Amanda Balionis in Tennessee.
AJ, thank you. It's a cold and rainy day here in Nashville as the Chargers come off of a mini bye that came at the exact right time, giving leaders on either side of the ball time to get healthy in Derwin James and Joe Alt. We saw the immediate impact that Alt made last week in his return, so they are thrilled to have him back at full health. Also playing today, but with a very heavy heart, is Deion Henley. His brother was shot and killed on Friday night in Los Angeles. We're being told the team has been rallying around him, but certainly a difficult day for Henley. JB?
And Amanda, our thoughts and prayers are certainly with his family. All right, folks, this is the kind of atmosphere that you can only get in Buffalo. Much more to come. That's when the NFL Today continues right here after this.
Coming up on the NFL Today, Jonathan Taylor is putting together an MVP-level season, and he'll talk to Nate before today's game with the Steelers. Bills legend Jim Kelly knows a thing or two about QB rivalries, so who better to discuss today's showdown between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes? Bills Mafia is always ready to dig their players out of the snow, so when in Buffalo, the guys are ready to dig out some teams they think could be ready for a second-half playoff run. All that and more when the NFL Today returns on CBS. The NFL Today on CBS is powered by Ram Trucks. Nothing stops Ram.
Each week on Nickelodeon, join yours truly and my guy, Young Dylan, as we turn the highlights into slime lights and find out who joins James Cook in taking home the slimiest trophy in the land, the MVP. All that and more on NFL Slime Time Wednesdays at 5 Eastern and Thursdays on Paramount+. Time now for Pregame HQ, delivered by Domino's.
Can't be denied. Can't be denied.
Quarterback sneak by Daniel Jones. He's in! Absolute dart thrown by Daniel Jones. What a grab by Pickett!
It's the 3rd time this season. It's the 4th time this season. Taylor has 3 touchdowns in a game.
You the best in history.
Vintage Aaron Rodgers laser beam.
Oh. Touchdown Steelers! Running by DK Metcalf.
Now it's all Steelers in the AFC North.
Well, this Colts and Steelers clash should be a good one indeed. And while the next chapter of Pittsburgh's story unfolds, hey, folks, the Steelers actually took some time to honor one that's already been written this weekend, celebrating 20 years of the Super Bowl 40 win. And guess what? Coach Cowher was right there with some of the legendary folks who were there.
Yeah, that was a picture yesterday morning at the walkthrough. Me and Ben was stopped by and saw A-Rod and Mike Tomlin. And there you see Jerome and you see Ben right there talking. They were a big part of that team. We had a great gathering last night. I was there, the 2005 championship team. Ironically enough, they're playing the Indianapolis Colts, who we beat in that divisional round, and it was a pretty dramatic game.
Oh, yeah, to say the least.
All right. Hey, folks, and speaking of Pittsburgh, let's bring in our guy, J.J. Watt from the booth in Steel City to share what's on his mind. J.J., no question, we miss you out here in Buffalo, but I know these fans miss seeing you go through a table. JJ, you look more like you were looking to hit somebody, which you're accustomed to doing, as opposed to getting some air. Take it away, JJ.
Oh, I miss you guys. I miss that atmosphere. Just please Nobody let Coach jump through a table again. His life flashed before my eyes last year when he went through the table.
Yeah, we have the paramedics standing by just in case.
Hey, JJ, let's talk about this game today. I know the defense last week in the second half kind of got a bunch of points to Green Bay. A lot of talk this week, and nothing worse than coming up against this Jonathan Taylor Indianapolis offense. The biggest thing I think these last 3 weeks, they've had 0 takeaways. What's your take on this defense and going into this game today?
Yeah, I agree with you, Coach. It obviously has not been good. You go back to that Thursday night game where Jamar Chase went off. T. Higgins had a great game. Last week against Green Bay, Tucker Kraft has 143 yards, 2 touchdowns. And now they've got safeties out in that Pittsburgh defense, and so they're going to have to put guys in, plug and play, and try and get some stops. But it all starts with just some basic things. They said they're trying to simplify it this week, know what they know, because they know the challenge coming in is the #1 offense in the NFL. And they do so many things on that cold offense, it's very tough to stop. You have to communicate, and you have to tackle.
Yeah, and your brother TJ, he is still a disruptive catalyst for this defense. Listen, the sacks may be modest, but the pressure is always there. I mean, he is still Mr. one play away from changing the game. They just have to turn that upfront disruption into defensive dominance.
100%, but it's going to be difficult to do, JJ, against Indy. They've been outstanding the first 2 months of the season. They're scoring on over 60% of their drives. They've got 2 MVP candidates on the offensive side of the ball. You've taken a deep dive into them this week. Is there anything you look at, though, that concerns you? And if so, do they get aggressive at the trade deadline coming up?
It's a great question, Matt. I mean, you don't look at a whole lot on a 7-1 team who realistically could be 8-0 and say there's a lot wrong with them. But if you're looking for one thing on that defensive side of the ball, maybe it's an added edge rusher. They're going to get Mooney Ward back at some point here, which is going to be great for the back end. But you know, you start talking about those Trey Hendrickson talks, you start talking about some of those Dolphins edge rushers. You never know. If you're looking to go all in this year, those could be some moves that maybe the Colts look to make.
You know, I think from the other side of it, too, if you look at the Pittsburgh defense, JJ, do you think the secondary's got enough to finish this season?
You know, Coach, it's a great question, and you're going to see some moving parts today because of the guys that are out. You're going to see Jalen Ramsey play more of that free safety role, but they have to start covering guys. You know, we're looking through our stats this week, and the quarterbacks who play against the Steelers have the #1 fastest time to throw in the NFL. They're getting the ball out quick, and they also have the most yards on fast throws because these guys are getting open and running free. If they can give that front some time to get to the quarterback, that's when the Pittsburgh Steelers start to eat. They've got the second fastest time getting to the quarterback in the league. They just need that time to get there.
The nation has seen that J.J. Watt is an academic indeed. Prescient remarks, insight, and wisdom. J.J., thank you so much. Knock him alive, big fella.
See you guys later. Love you. Tell my guy Justin I say hi back there.
Hey,
Justin
is
what's
here.
up?
No question.
JJ Watt said, "What's up, Justin?"
Hey, folks, there are still a couple of important matchups to discuss. That in our early window. And for more on them, let's bring in a couple of our all-star colleagues, starting with Melanie Collins. She's in East Rutherford.
Well, thanks, JB. And after running the ball just 10 times against Houston last week, the Niners are looking to get their ground game back on track with Christian McCaffrey, who leads the team in both rushing and receiving yards this season, going up against this Giants defense today, who allowed not 1, but 2 100-yard rushers last week. I just caught up with Kyle Juszczyk, who told me the run game was the biggest focus in practice this week. He said it all comes down to execution. And Kyle Shanahan told me with the lack of consistency at the receiver position this season, Christian McCaffrey has been the engine that has kept this offense running. And with that, let's send it to Cincinnati and Aditi Kinkabwala.
Melanie, 40-year-old Joe Flacco is not going to let a sprained AC joint sideline him today. He took a pain injection a little bit earlier. He ran out about 5 minutes ago, threw the ball, and told me there shouldn't be any limitations. This is the same protocol he went through Thursday, just as a dry run. Now, as for the Bears quarterback, well, head coach Ben Johnson told us Caleb Williams is doing a lot of impressive things that don't necessarily show up in the box score. In fact, JB, he said he wonders why people are questioning his quarterback.
Look at you. The Arby's hat.
Hey, Aditi, thank you so very much with that insight. They should not be questioning him at all. Hey, time now for CBS Sports On the Road, brought to you by Arby's.
That's right. Hey, listen, it is the perfect time of year for us to bring you something that is so fitting, and that is the Arby's deep fried turkey gobbler. That's right. Now this features, I'm talking thick sliced turkey breast, herb cornbread stuffing with onions and celery, and smooth cranberry with the spread of a hint of Dijon mustard. Listen, basically, it is your entire Thanksgiving feast in one bite. And y'all know I love to eat during the show because it's lit and I get hungry. So let me dive in real quick.
Give us a review.
What is it?
You get the savory of the turkey. You get the soft bread. Go ahead, Matt. Watch. You get the sweetness of the cranberry and the seasonings of all of those herbs and onions. Isn't it delicious?
It's like Black Friday after, man. It's all the leftovers. You're putting that together on a sandwich is really good right now.
Hey, it's not just Black Friday. This is like a Black Thanksgiving in a bite, JB. You know what I'm saying? And to make it even sweeter, the apple pie milkshake to wash it down. You know what? I'm going to give something to the fans. Hey, make sure you go to Arby's right now to get the gobbler. The deep fried turkey gobbler.
Folks, that sounded like a sultry Friday night podcast by these two guys. Hey, folks, with that in mind, we've got a lot more action coming here and a participatory Buffalo Bills crowd only as you find here in Orchard Park. Look at that. Hey, Bill Cowher and I are going to get some of that. More of the NFL today coming up after this. This is a fact. No fan base quite like Bills Mafia. Folks, we are still 4 hours away from kickoff right here in Orchard Park, and feel the energy that they bring to the set today. None like it. Hey, and just like the fans, we are all excited for the 10th installment of this Chiefs-Bills rivalry. That's coming up at 4:25 Eastern. And for more on the rivalry, time now for First on the Field, presented by FedEx.
The best rivalry of this time.
This is as good as it gets.
Two of the best quarterbacks in the business. It's going to be an AFC slugfest.
These two tangle. It's always tight.
80%. Dominate every single opportunity.
Play for each other. Love y'all.
1, 2, 3.
We back on the scene like we never left. Time to go put them back on the shelf.
And it's caught by Rice. Allen, wide open, Kincaid. Touchdown.
Buffalo looks unstoppable. We want more. Let's go get points. Let's go.
Diving for the near front pylon. Touchdown.
Hey, we need more.
Tell them let's do it again.
This rivalry is growing. I mean, I just can't wait for this one. Mahomes starts it near side. Caught. Touchdown.
The beast has been released.
Do it again. Do it again. Tell them let's do another one. Tell them let's do it again.
Hey, folks, a thrill to welcome to the desk a man who feels the excitement of the sport that he played so well. That's the one and only Tony Romo. He'll be on the call today, and Tony knows this all too well. One of the best rivalries in the sport. Of the 9 battles between these two Herculean quarterbacks under center, Tony has had a front row seat for 7 of them. You got to feel the itch of having played this game through these two guys.
Oh my gosh, I mean, if you don't get excited about this game, then you don't know football, and just feel the energy here. I mean, this is electric, and they've been waiting. This is the one you circle on your calendar every year. I know CBS does, I do, you guys. This is going to be an outstanding football game, and these are where legacies are made in games like this. We'll remember games like this for a long time.
Yeah, I think part of the reason you remember it, though, too, is this stat we have right here. These quarterbacks have been awesome in this rivalry. You look at it, 5 wins for Mahomes, 4 for Allen. Obviously, the playoffs is the difference, but the numbers are identical. These guys have been outstanding when they played it. Tony, we mentioned you've been on the call for 7 of 9 of them. You've had a front row seat to watch this rivalry. I'm curious, what are some of your favorite memories from those 7 games?
I mean, there's probably too many to go through all of them. I think 2 of them, you have the 13 seconds. That was huge. That Buffalo really loved, right? No. And then you had the run of the year, the play of the year, Nance's great call last year.
Oh.
And that was incredible. That game came down to the wire. That's just 2 of many, but these games always come down to the wire. I do think this one's going to be a hair different than the others.
Why?
And I'll explain it later. I'm teasing you.
Hey, I like that.
Well, Tony, I think one of the things that's different with this game is for the first time, neither one of these teams are leading their divisions.
Yes.
So I think that in itself lends this kind of a little bit more importance, and also the running games for both these teams. James Cook last week and the Kansas City Chiefs the last 2 weeks, they've been running the football at a higher rate.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what it is, Nate. To me, this is really interesting. You have a Josh Allen, you're at home, and you're the #1 rush offense in the National Football League, and you're an underdog.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me that you can run the football with the quarterback at home, and that shows you how good the Chiefs are playing right now. But I expect this to be a different game. Not all the fireworks, whoever controls the line of scrimmage, and I got a funny feeling this will play out the same way, though, coming down to the wire.
No doubt. Listen, we've been talking about the quarterbacks, and rightfully so. But on each squad, there's a handful of young fellas that are getting ready to have an opportunity to become a household name because there's so many eyes on a game like this. You've been in locker rooms where the storyline is about the QBs.
Yeah.
What are you saying to these young dudes that are stepping out on the field in the regular season game, but it feels like a playoff game?
You just hit it on the head. This game will actually come down to more of the trenches than people know.
Right.
It'll come down to a tight end who has a big catch.
Yep.
It'll come down to a guy who's blocking really well, and now we see that matchup, and he's handling the defensive end, that tight end.
Yeah.
Things like that, when you go back and watch the tapes, sometimes make the difference because Josh is going to play great.
Of course.
Patrick's going to play great, and then we know they put
Some
the cape
X
on at the
factors
end.
have to step up, right?
That's going to be the difference.
Hey, let's shift gears here a little bit. We have a little bit of breaking news, which is interesting, and I'm curious, Tony, if this has ever happened to you, but Aaron Rodgers right here may have injured his hand during warm-ups, and I'm curious. I never had anything like this happen, particularly with my throwing hand, but it looks like maybe, I mean, I don't want to speculate, but we've all had issues with fingers off a snap or something like that. I'm curious if that ever happened to you playing or if anything like that ever happened.
I mean, we're speculating, but most likely you sometimes take a snap from a backup center.
Yeah.
You know, the other center's got to go get tape, or he's got to go in and do something before a game.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
the good part is we're seeing him throw right here, which hopefully is a good sign for.
But he jams your finger. The backup center jams your finger a lot more than the starting one does. So that's probably what happened there, and it looks like he'll be okay, hopefully.
He's tough.
And you look at this defense, these two teams. Let's talk about the other side of the ball. I think the Spags defense, they're still playing at the highest level. Buffalo, no Ed Oliver. How much of a factor do you think that's going to be today?
It's a big factor, but I think Buffalo has allocated a lot of resources this offseason. They've made a concerted effort to saying, how does Patrick Mahomes get beaten in the playoffs? You just watch it all the time. You're like, the D-line dominates. You watch their Tampa, Philly. So they really wanted to go out and basically spend money, resources, draft picks. They think they've got enough depth. We're going to find out today, but it'll be I don't necessarily always think you have it until you do it.
Yeah.
The script will write itself. Tony, we know you're going to be fired up as you take us through it throughout the day. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
And coming up in just a bit, we have the best running back in the game, Jonathan Taylor, going to join us for our In the Pads interview. Stick around. More NFL Today will return. All right, we are joined right now by the best running back in the game, playing for the best team in the game, Jonathan Taylor. JT, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. It's good to hear from you.
Good to hear from you, too. Hey, listen, this team is playing unbelievable, and you are leading the way right now. What is it about this unit that is working so well this year?
I think it's just everyone playing unselfishly. You got guys on the edge, receivers, tight ends, busting their tail to try to get a chip of a block on the backside. You got running backs screaming to the outside, trying to pull guys, to open guys up down the field. So everyone just playing unselfishly and playing really efficient ball.
I know you got to go, and you're a humble hero, but in the back of your mind, are you thinking about that MVP award, getting back to the running back for the first time in a long time?
Only if that entails with us getting a Super Bowl, man. At the end of the day, every single time we come out here on Sundays, it's about getting a win in order to get to our goal at the end of the year.
I know that's right, man. Well, I'm voting for you if I have a vote. Hey, good luck today. Keep doing your thing, and you're having one hell of a season.
I appreciate you, Nate.
All right, brother.
What time is it? Showtime, baby! Yeah!
Football and jazz have the same truth. Timing decides everything. There's a rhythm in this game. Some teams find it in the huddle. Jim Kelly found it at the line.
No huddle offense. And he's got it!
A quarterback maestro with his fingers on the keys you couldn't see. changing the tune before the defense could even pick up the song. Thurman Thomas held the groove.
Thurman Thomas.
And Andre Reed hit the notes that broke the coverage apart. That was the K-Gun. Football played like jazz. And Jim Kelly was the one holding the tempo.
Well, our producer Naya did such an excellent job with that. And folks, we are joined at the desk by a legend and an icon playing off of that jazz theme. He could riff with the best of them. 11 NFL seasons, all right here in Buffalo. 3-time All-Pro, 5 Pro Bowl appearances, and a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, none other than Jim Kelly. And look, we know you had a busy time this week. We're glad to see that you could join us here in Buffalo.
Yeah, we've had I can hardly hear you because of the great fans back there.
Right.
But this week is very special to me because I spent some time with a wounded warrior, and his name's Jack Zimmerman. And I'll tell you what, there's like 20 of us were in elk camp, and he told us his story when he was in Afghanistan and what happened. And he didn't have hardly a dry eye in a place. So I want to give a big shout out to all of our heroes that make us who we are today. And the reason we're Jack Zimmerman, love you, buddy.
Yeah.
Miss ya.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. And listen, when we look back at your era and the way that you played, you know, some would call it confidence, and then it turned into moxie. Now I think the young people call it having a swagger. How important
I like that.
is it? Yeah, right? How important is it for teams, regardless of how your talent level is, to have that type of confidence every time they step on a big stage?
Well, you need that. I mean, it all starts, as we all know. I see Coach Cowher right there, and it starts with the head coach. I'm serious. I mean, Marv Levy knew how to handle us.
Yeah.
He was a type of coach that he knew the egos we had on our team. I mean, me, Bruce Thurman, I include myself, and, you know, he had Darryl Talley, but we had so many leaders, and it started, yes, with Coach Levy, Bill Polian, our general manager.
Yeah. There's a psychology behind it.
Oh, without a doubt. And we knew going into each game that we were going to win. I mean, even the Super Bowls, even though we did not win, we had confidence that we were going to win that game, and we had fun, though. I'll put it down. There weren't many teams that had as much fun as we did.
No doubt.
Well, I want to say this. You were not fun to go against. Okay, so there you had to run and shoot. That was legendary. And you guys brought in the K-Gun. I went against the K-Gun with you when I was in Kansas City. I went against the K-Gun with you in Pittsburgh. But I want to settle something right here,
I knew this was going to come up.
So, 1991, the Kansas City Chiefs came in here to play a playoff game. My last game was a Kansas City Chiefs defensive coordinator. You were looking at me, I was looking at you. And somehow you made the right call and made the right pass against my defense. Did you steal my signals?
No.
I knew it. Hey.
No, but the funny thing is, as soon as I knew I was doing the show, I go, Coach Cowher, bring 1991 up again.
All right, so, Jim, we've got a great quarterback matchup that we've seen a ton of. Josh going against Patrick Mahomes. You went against Dan Marino all the time. I'm curious the mindset that you had going into those games, knowing you were playing against a great quarterback like Dan. What was your mindset heading into those games?
Well, number one, mistakes. You don't want to make mistakes because you make big mistakes against a great quarterback. I mean, it's over.
Yeah.
And I had to face Dan, as we all know, AFC East twice a year, sometimes 3 times a year. But it all comes down to everybody. We knew a lot of them were going to be shootouts, but we also knew that our defense was going to have to dominate. We're going to have a couple of turnovers, especially playing against a quarterback like Dan. And I played against Elway many times, and of course Joe Montana. And but as Coach Cowher knows, it's all about the defense, right?
Yeah, it's all about the defense, Jim. That's all I hear.
You gave me some miserable nights, Kelly.
Yeah. Oh, God. Listen, it is all about the defense, but let's get back to that quarterback position. Because today we have Patrick Mahomes and, of course, Josh Allen. These are 2 of the best in the game, and these guys have been dominant, as Matt talked about. What are you seeing in these 2 quarterbacks? Listen, because regardless of how talented these guys are or how much the game has changed, it still remains the same. It's just pitch and catch.
Yep.
Pitch and catch, right? So what are you seeing in these guys?
One of the things I stress a lot, and I've told Josh this many times, take what they give you. I mean, when you are that athletically inclined, like they both are, you're able to make the big plays all the time. But a lot of times, defenses play to that. And as if you try to make the big play all the time, it's going to backfire.
That's good.
Take what they give you, as you well know. But that's how I used to play the game.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you want the big play. We all do. And the thing about it is, for at least I know from Josh's standpoint, once the progressions break down, he's looking for that big play. Not always with his legs, but he's the type of guy that can do it with his legs.
And he's matured in that aspect. He's matured in that aspect because early on in his career, you saw that young, talented, athletic quarterback was trying to do too much.
Getting smarter now.
He's getting smarter, and that takes time in this league, right?
Yep.
And Jim, I think tomorrow's Coach Levy's birthday. Is that correct?
No, Coach Levy just celebrated at the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
100.
100 years old.
Woo!
100. Yeah.
And so, you know, I love Coach Levy, man. And you know, he's a special breed. You talk about guys that he's poetic, he's prophetic, he's inspiring. What kind of leader was he for you? You talk about the group that you had. Did he give you ownership over that locker room?
Yeah, not only that, he relied on all of us, and he's one of those guys that says offense, defense, and special teams.
There you go.
I mean, you got Steve Tasker out there, which I pray to the good Lord he'll be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But the thing about Coach, he allowed us to be ourselves, and we had a lot of leadership in that locker room. And it all started from a guy that's not talked about a lot, Darryl Talley. Darryl was one of our biggest leaders in our locker room, but we, as a whole, we knew what we had. We knew what we had to do. And I'll tell you what, one of the biggest differences probably was the parties I had after the games here at home.
We're going to come back.
And we won't go any further.
We'll come back and get a few more laughs out of Jim Kelly as well, too. Hey, folks, time now to play your game with FanDuel. Folks, you can bet same-game parlays and more on any NFL game with FanDuel. Fellas, what are your picks for today's same-game parlay plus Matt?
Well, Jim's got me feeling like the K-gun. You know, it's got me feeling offensive right here. I'm thinking the Indianapolis Colts. Daniel Jones going to throw for over 250 yards. Nate, you talk to Jonathan Taylor. He gets in the end zone. I think Indy keeps rolling today.
I think Jaylen Warren becomes like Thurman Thomas. He's going to have at least 70 rushing or receiving yards in this game going against the Colts.
All right, for my FanDuel, you know what? Here we go, Buffalo. All right, listen, you know what time it is. Who am I going to go with? I'm going with Josh Allen, right? Because he can do it all.
Baby.
He can run, he can pass, so I'm going with Josh Allen for 3 total touchdowns. Hey, Buffalo, you got me, baby. Am I right?
So if anybody wants to know, Nate's got a revival coming up at the church down the street in just a bit. Hey, Jim Kelly.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. God bless you. Good to see that you are healthy, buddy.
Thank you, buddy. Love you guys.
All righty. Hey, folks, we'll step aside for a quick timeout while Nate gets the congregation fired up. Back with more on the NFL Today after this.
The NFL Today is sponsored by Jersey Mike Subs. Be a sub above. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And by Ram Trucks. Nothing stops Ram.
Well, earlier this month, the Bills celebrated their farewell season in Highmark Stadium. That by welcoming 6,500 fans into the stadium. That for a one-of-a-kind photo utilizing light painting technology. All right, folks, a new era is taking shape right here in Orchard Park. Starting next season, the Bills will be playing in a brand new state-of-the-art $1.7 billion stadium. And in true Buffalo spirit, the new stadium will have an open-air design so the elements will still be a factor, which means, take a look, Bills Mafia may still get a chance to take part in this Buffalo tradition of shoveling snow. Just some proof that a little winter weather never scares this fan base. They just dig in, folks. And playing off of that in the spirit of that tradition, We brought 6 tons of snow. 6 tons of snow to the sun. Can you believe that, Bill? Because while some teams may have been buried in the first half of the year, our guys, with the help of the fans here, are ready to dig them out and decide which teams still have a little run left. Bill, who are you digging out first?
Not me, JB. I got it right here. Watch this.
What do you got?
Hey, they were buried before. They were down low. All of a sudden, they come in, and Lamar Jackson come back. Oh, and the defense is getting better. Oh, yeah. Kyle Hamilton's starting to make plays there. Oh, yeah. And Mark Andrews showed up. And right now, and there it is, the Baltimore Ravens, baby. They're going to be in the playoffs.
Ooh, baby. Take
All
it
right,
away, Nate.
listen, watch out, Coach. I got to dig my team out. Listen, we're in Buffalo, and I'm playing in some real snow. I mean, some real snow. I feel like Tony Montana.
What happened to the shovel?
Hey, but here's the thing. I'm going with the team whose offense had a little frostbite on it, right? But you know what? That defense, they are cold-blooded because they are relentless, and they hit, and they make plays. And I tell you what, they are going to heat up at the right time and start to melt their opponents. I'm going with the Houston Texans. Matt, who you got?
Bills Mafia. Why are these guys taking so many teams from the AFC? What's up with that?
Man, who you got?
I'm going in the NFC. This team knows a little bit about digging themselves out of the snow. It's cold out here.
Yep.
They're the monsters of the Midway. What is this thing, man?
I got you. Come
on.
I got you.
Get down in there.
I got you, fam.
I'll tell you right now. Ben Johnson has this team playing better right now. Chicago Bears, don't bury them yet. Dig themselves out of the snow.
No way.
I think my mic's right here.
Everybody, hey, stop, Coach. You got to get serious right now.
All right.
This fan base is mad because we're not talking about their team. Maybe we should dig out a team that has struggled in years to get to that next level. We just had Jim Kelly on the show.
Yeah.
They went to back-to-back Super Bowls. They didn't pull it off. But maybe we are digging them out with my bare hands so they can exercise some demon and finally get over the hump and win a Super Bowl!
Let's go, Buffalo! Let's go, Buffalo! Go, Bills!
And you know what? Whose idea was it to do this? I mean, these guys, these are grown men. Hey, Atoya and Mia, come get your husband and father. I have no idea what he ate. All right, fellas, let me try to bring some civility to this before I lose my cool and throw them all in the snow. Let's talk about this particular game and your thoughts going into, of course, the big matchup later. Starting with the quarterback, your look at this game, Bills, Chiefs.
I think if you're the Buffalo Bills, you got to run the football. James Cook has been outstanding the last couple of weeks. You want to keep the ball away from the Kansas City Chiefs. Time of possession, I think, is going to be big in this football game. Limit the number of explosive plays for that explosive Kansas City offense, Coach.
Okay.
Why you laughing, Matt? Why you laughing, Matt?
He looks exhausted.
So I think it comes down to who can finish drives.
Yeah.
The red zone. Because a lot of these teams are going to move the football, but you get down, you have to be able to finish the game. And right now, I think the way James Cook is playing, Josh Allen's legs, I think could be the difference in this game. And Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah.
Look for him to be a factor in this as well.
Yeah, for me, I feel like it's going to come down to making pressure pay. These quarterbacks, they will see some type of pressure. What are you going to do when that pressure comes? Because you know, Coach, if a defense dials up a blitz, you time it right, and everybody knows what they're doing, receivers, tight ends, running backs on the same page, not only will you make a big play, you can score a big touchdown that can change the complexion of the game. So when those pressures come, make defenses pay.
100%. Okay. You got to be selective with when you send it, too, right? You've got two veteran quarterbacks. As a veteran quarterback, if you identify it, the big plays are there when you pressure.
All right, fellas, those are the experts speaking. What do you like in this game coming up? Who's going to do well and why? Real quickly, who's going to do well and why?
The Buffalo Bills because
We're going to let Cook cook.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Sounds good from here. All right, folks. Hey, look here. As you can see, Bills Mafia is ready for the day, and so are we. So we'll see you back here at halftime. As if Nate needs any more energy, what's coming up in a few minutes, Nate?
Hey, what's up,
What's coming up in a few minutes?
Oh, we'll get you out to your game.
Next.
Back to your game next.
All right, folks. Nate is involved in it.
The NFL Today on CBS is powered by Ram Trucks. Nothing stops Ram.
And welcome back to the NFL Today, folks. We'll see you later at 4:25 Eastern for the big Chiefs-Bills showdown. But right now, we take you out to the sights and sounds of the game between the Colts and the Steelers. Let's throw it out to Pittsburgh with our announcers, Ian Eagle, J.J. Watt, and Evan Washburn.
JB, welcome to Acrisure Stadium on November Sunday in the Steel City. Big challenge for the home team today. They're trying to stop running back Jonathan Taylor, playing at an MVP level for the team with the best record in the NFL. As we join you from the broadcast booth, hi everybody, Ian Eagle, three-time Defensive Player of the Year, J.J. Watt, Evan Washburn down on the sidelines. The Colts are red hot. They've got the #1 offense in the NFL, and they are right now riding the legs of Taylor, but they've got two new faces to the offense that have had a huge impact.
Yeah, and one who's doing an unbelievable job is Daniel Jones. In my opinion, he has put himself squarely in the MVP conversation because of what he's been able to do to transform this offense. And talk about transforming the offense, the addition of Tyler Warren at tight end has been massive. What he's able to do, not only when they scheme him open like this, you run a play action to the left, have him hide and come back underneath, and then catch the ball and run. Shane Steichen gets him open like that, or you can get him open down in the red zone. Here they try and pop out his zone coverage. He beats his defender, no problem, catches a touchdown in the back of the end zone. So they've got weapons everywhere, and those two are huge.
Their opponent today, the Steelers, they're still leading the AFC North, but they've suffered back-to-back losses and probably will find themselves in the middle of a shootout today.
If they want to win today, it might have to be a shootout with the way that defense has been playing. And Aaron Rodgers said, that's okay. He said, it's okay to put some pressure on our side of the ball if the defense isn't playing that great. I think that's how it's supposed to be.
And their defense have been picked on. They've allowed 924 yards in the last 2 games. Let's get more from Evan.
Yeah, Ian, and they're also dealing with injuries now in their secondary, down their top 3 safeties. So that means in this pivotal game, the newest Steeler will be in a big role. Kyle Duggar, who they just acquired via trade from the Patriots this week, had a Thursday practice and a Friday practice and a Saturday walkthrough. Again, expected to have a big role. We talked to Mike Tomlin about it. He said, look, he understands the defense, but the language of the defense, the communication, that's something else. We'll see how he holds up, fellas.
Thank you, Evan. Right now, let's take a look at Who Brings It Home, presented by Wayfair.
Yeah, for the Colts on offense, just keep doing what you've been doing. You're the best in the league, do that. On defense, handle the Steelers XL package. And then for the Steelers, help your offense become a defense by sustaining drives and controlling the clock. And then on defense, communicate and tackle.
Coming up, it's the Colts and the Steelers, 36th all-time meeting, a series that dates back to 1950. Countdown to kickoff continues from Pittsburgh as we hit the midway point of the regular season.